The December 2024 numbers have been released. That's what we're going to talk about. We expected to see more sales given that rates have come down, but that actually wasn't the case. The number of sales was only reported around 3,000. So we're going to address this information. We'll also have a good time looking at the year as a whole because we have all the data accumulated for 2024. Of course, if you are considering buying or selling, make sure to call me. And let's get into this first chart over here where we're looking at a monthly breakdown of the really important metrics being the number of sales, active listings, months of inventory, average price, and days on market. Taking a look at the number of sales that took place in December, both December 2023 and 2024 were on the low side. And that's because December, obviously, things are more quiet given this holiday season, but we did expect to see more activity given that the interest rates had come down and there were new mortgage policies put in place in the middle of December. And when you compare it to the previous months, we can see October had about 6,700 sales, November around 5,900 sales. It is worth pointing out, though, that the second half of 2024 was fairly positive with the number of transactions. Now, the average price didn't increase, and we'll get to that, but it's the fact that the number of sales that were reported for the first half of 2024 were at a record-breaking low, and if we had kept on that trajectory, we would have had an awful year, but fortunately, it ends up being that 2024 actually had an increased number of transactions versus 2023. Taking a look at the number of active listings, we can see there was quite a significant decrease between the months of November and December. November, just about 22,000 active listings. In December, about 15,000 active listings. And it's not like those listings sold. So where did they go? And the answer is they're probably temporarily delisted. So what may have happened was that sellers decided that they're going to list next year. Maybe they've taken the listing off the market just for the holidays and then they're going to put it back in the future. This happens every holiday season, and so just expect that more listings should be coming as a result of the temporary holding off of some of these listings. But what this means is that if you're a seller, it's a great time for you to consider putting your home on the market if there's not much inventory anymore. Here's another visual of these two numbers, the number of sales and active listings. And this really tells us a lot about our market, like if we're in a buyer's market or if we're in a seller's market. You see, when we're in a seller's market, the two lines are closer together, like what was experienced between January to March of this year. So we did see somewhat of a spring market at that time, and listings were selling relatively fast, and they were also selling pretty close to their asking price. But then we can see how the gap kept increasing in size, and that's what the market looks like when the advantages are for the buyers. When there's a lot of supply, there's not much demand. That means buyers can negotiate the price that they want, and they also have a lot more selection while doing so. Taking a look at the average price, it really hasn't changed much throughout the whole year, but one surprise was that it did decrease quite significantly from November to December. November's average price was $1,110,000, and December was $1,070,000. And if you compare this to December 2023, it was $1,080,000. So now it's safe to say that prices did come down, although just slightly. However, if we take a look at this chart here, we're looking at the average price and how it's changed across property type. So we can see detached homes, they've decreased in value by 1.3%, reported to $1,418,000 in December 2023, and it had come down to $1,399,000, and this is across the whole Greater Toronto area. Semi-detached homes, they've experienced the most appreciation with a reported $1,027,000 in December 2023, now at $1,089,000. Townhouses, they've also increased in value. The average townhouse was selling at $996,000 in December 2023, and it had increased in value to $1,016,000. And condo apartments, they've decreased in value, but it's negligible. Reported at $683,000, now down to $682,000. And now let's take a look at the 5-year historical average price, and we're only going to look at the month of December to take into consideration any seasonal fluctuations that typically take place. And wow, if you told me 4 years ago that we would see no appreciation in the Greater Toronto Area real estate market, I would have been shocked. But that's basically what this information is showing over here, that properties did increase in value from 2020 to 2021. Although following that, properties saw no appreciation or they had decreased in value. That's actually what happened here. We can see the values went from $932,000 and saw significant appreciation up to $1.158 million. Then they came down in 2022 to $1,051,000. Then we saw a slight appreciation to $1,085,000, and then it had decreased in value by $1,067,000. So we're definitely in for an interesting year ahead. I've talked about my 6 market predictions in this video over here. I'd love to know your thoughts about this information in the comment section below. Do subscribe if you'd like to see more Toronto real estate market updates, and if you are considering buying or selling, make sure to call me. I appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you next time.